One of the things I missed while I was off on Friday was the fact that Jack Smith is bringing additional charges against Trump, and the classified documents case is getting even more damning against Donald Trump. And I want to look at Fox News, the weekend edition of Fox and Friends, having to admit that, yeah, this evidence is pretty damning. But in case you missed this, quickly to update you on it, remarkable new charges against Donald Trump and 2 associates in the classified documents case Thursday significantly deepened the ex-president's legal plight and dragged the 2024 election further into an unprecedented legal quagmire. Special counsel Jack Smith alleged, following his initial 37 charges in the case, that Trump requested the deletion of security footage at his Mar-a-Lago resort to prevent it from becoming provided, or from being provided, I should say, to a grand jury. Additionally, prosecutors now allege that Trump and 2 aides conspired to keep classified White House documents and conceal them from the grand jury, including by suggesting to one of his attorneys that he lied to investigators. So this is charging related to the cover-up. You have the initial crimes that were being investigated, then the attempt to cover up the crimes as that investigation was going on. And then here's this being reported on by Fox News, and you'll hear one of the hosts saying, this is pretty damning.
Let's start with President Trump. Let's start with Mar-a-Lago. What this new indictment in the classified documents case, tell me what is new about this that makes it stand out from not just all the other indictments, but particularly the indictment when it comes to classified documents.
Well, this new superseding indictment essentially brings forth different evidence, more evidence about specific allegations that Jack Smith has that President Trump allegedly directed individuals that worked for him to destroy information that was being sought by a subpoena. So that is very specific in terms of the actual allegations of destroying this information, not just retaining things and saying that he specifically had a claim of ownership over them. And so the facts of that are actually quite damning to a defendant, generally speaking. I think there's still other legal issues here in terms of the status of the president, but that is the general nature of that. And it involves another individual as well.
And she's exactly right there. And when even the weekend lineup of Fox and Friends has to admit that, it's getting pretty bad for Trump. And I do think if a fair trial takes place and the evidence is able to be brought forward, it's not looking good for Donald Trump, and I think he may actually be legally held accountable, which is hard to imagine, but I think it could definitely happen based on the evidence we're aware of. And if you can bring forward, as I'm sure Jack Smith will, solid evidence that Trump was ordering, was requesting, demanding that security footage evidence be destroyed to cover up his own crimes and other things as well to cover up his own crimes, that is not good if you're attempting to advocate on Trump's side for his defense. It is good for him being held accountable. Well, then Monday came around, it looks like, and or this may have been late last week, reporting on this as well, and the other Fox and Friends cast was trying to muddy the waters a little bit, less certain about how damning this is.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, Brooke, good get talking to the former president last night. That's great. He said on social media, too, he said, this is what you get for leading the polls for White House in 2024. He said it's election interference at the highest level. We're seeing that. It's 140 years. The guy had classified materials in his house. OK, well, so did some other presidents or vice presidents. And are they experiencing this? Did they get raided? Where are the charges? Where's the accountability for them? Where's the special counsel and the Joe Biden classified documents in his house and next to his car, you know, in a garage? Or
you remember when I asked a Trump supporter, do you know what a whataboutism is? Because that seems to happen a lot. And she's actually there saying, well, what about this? What about this? And we've gone through it all before. The cases are not remotely similar. And a lot of reasons as to why that is that we've discussed previously. But this is another example. There's no cover up being one of the things that sets this so apart. In the situation of Trump, there's not a cover-up when they say, what about Biden and the other situations? Plus, the raid point, the search warrant point of why didn't they raid Biden's house like they raided Trump's house? If Trump did what Biden did, none of this would be necessary. Biden immediately, once he found these classified documents, turned them over to federal authorities. Trump didn't. And the batch that he did turn over voluntarily, he's not being charged for. He's not. He turned over 15 boxes initially and said, that's it. And then he had more and they had to raid to get them. That's where all of this started becoming so criminal that federal authorities had to go ahead and bring charges. And so comparing the two situations is incredibly, incredibly dishonest. Quickly, it's funny, in the past, there's all these clips when he was speaking out against Hillary Clinton of Trump now looking at these clips, saying things that apply so directly to him.
You know, if you're suing somebody privately and they delete and get rid of all your stuff that you subpoena, you got a very big consequence. You know what the consequence is, right?
So if he finds that serious with a lawsuit, a private lawsuit, as he was referring to, then you can imagine something as serious as this attempting to destroy evidence, which seems to be what he was up to. Pretty wild. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.